Is Arena Breakout Infinite dying? No, not yet, at least. I would say not yet, but it is on the verge of dying. And in this video, I'm going to explain why, what they can do to fix it. Why every time I start fucking recording, somebody invites me, dude. So we're going to go over a little bit of history on the game, why it's not as successful as it should be, why it's on the verge of dying, what they can do to fix it. It's very simple, actually, how to fix this game. And this game does have an insane amount of potential. So they'll probably never see this or listen to me because they don't even listen to the biggest creators in the game. But I still want to make the video to kind of shed light on why the game is the way it is. So starting season 0, the game was so much fun. I know it was before the official release of the game on Steam and everything, but if you had a chance to play season 0, it was kind of that like honeymoon period where it was just an extraction shooter that was super fast paced. Nobody hid, nobody hid in this game. I'm telling you, season 0 was nuts. People would go on small armory and it was just straight fights, no matter what. There was no such thing as extraction camping or nothing. Nobody gave a shit and everybody just fought each other. It was so much fun. And going into season 1, it became more of the, normal type of extraction type shooter that we see where everything gets fucking nerfed. Some things get buffed. They add a couple things and people start extraction camping. You start to see more rats and that sort of thing. They started making a lot of changes to the game, which was fine. They didn't make only bad changes. And then moving on to season 2, we saw a lot of map changes. And season 3, they started changing more stuff about what people were complaining about. But the problem was like the stuff that they were changing it in such a terrible way. For example, grenades. But we'll get onto that later. Why I think this game is on the verge of dying is because this game is gaining players, yes, but it's also losing players at the same amount. So it's not really becoming more. It's more of just staying neutral at the same player count because there are new people coming to the game, but the older players that are getting tired of all of the issues that I'm going to talk about are leaving. And I know you can say, oh, that's not true, but I've seen so many people that love this game, were fucking grinding this game out for hundreds, maybe even thousands of hours, leave because they got tired of those issues and they moved to Arc Raiders, or they just started playing something else, or just stopped playing video games in general because they just got bored of video games. You can say no, but I've seen so many people do that. If the game changed in a more efficient way that actually helped their player base and also casual player base, I think they would see a huge number improvement in their player count and retention. I think retention is super important because you're gaining players because they see some streamer, they go on Steam and they see that this game is mostly positive reviewed and they say, oh, okay, I'll give it a shot. They play for a little bit and then they get tired of it like the other players did and then they leave. They're not retaining their players by making systematic changes that the players want. They're just adding stupid shit in. Okay, now we're in Photoshop. I know you're probably like, what the hell? What are we doing here? Why is there a house? But I'm trying to tell the story with why Arena Breakout is fucking dying. So think about the foundation of the game being this. This is the foundation of the house. The foundation of Arena... Stop inviting me, fuckers. The foundation for Arena Breakout Infinite is amazing. I'm talking about the gameplay. The graphics are good. I don't know how some people say that the graphics look like a mobile game. It does not. Maybe you're playing on like a fucking 720p monitor or something, or you have a shitty GPU. I have no idea. But the graphics look way better than like Tarkov, for example, and other extraction shooters. It looks way more realistic. It looks amazing. The lighting is very good. The shading is very good. The maps are pretty good. The foundation as far as the gunplay in this game is amazing. The movement style, it's still kind of difficult to move around. It's not just like COD where you can slide around and it's super fast. You have that level of gun skill that you can use. The foundation for this game is awesome. The issue is this yellow piece, the fucking house, where let's say somebody comes to the house and they're like, damn, this house, the foundation's really great. It's not going to crack. It's good to go. It has a really good base level gameplay, but I don't like the color of the fucking walls. Like, this yellow is ugly. I don't like the yellow. It's ugly. I'm not going to stick with this house. And they're like, all right, cool, we'll change it. And then they make the walls shit brown. And it's like, dude, like, what the fuck? Like, I don't want that. Give me a better color. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Just because I don't want yellow doesn't mean I want shit brown. And for an example of that is grenades. People said grenades are too OP, which I 100% agree with. Now, I do love grenades, but the way that they fixed them is ridiculous. All they did was nerf them to where they're just not as lethal. So what people do now is just carry fucking like 20 grenades with them. They didn't get rid of the issue, which was grenade spamming. You're still getting spammed by grenades. They're just less lethal. But whenever you're getting hit by fucking 10 stun grenades, 5 Molotovs, GHOs through walls, frag grenades are flying at you by 4 people that are all T6, it doesn't fix the issue that people had an issue with. And it was so simple too. Like that's the issue, is the stuff that they're not fixing is so simple. If you literally just limited the grenades to 2 grenades per person, it would make it so simple, or maybe even 1 in a ranked match. I truly believe that ranked should have different rules than casual. It just doesn't make sense to have casual and ranked together. It just doesn't make any sense. And why that is because you get all these, like I'm telling you, legends in this game are ass. And most of the reason why is because most of them are made legend in lockdown, where they're shooting fake fucking operators in TV station. They camp, wait for everybody to leave, shoot the fake operators, or they kill some quick kit shitter, and then all of a sudden they're a legend now, which is the top rank in the game. Everybody's a legend in this fucking game, unless you just don't play that much. But it's so easy to get legend in this game. As a joke. Yeah, these issues like the grenades. Sorry, I went off on a tangent there. But like, if you would just have grenades still be useful, where they still kill people, and if you push something dumb and get hit by a grenade or get outplayed with a grenade, you're still gonna pay for it, but not have 1,000 of them. Because I used to love being able to go in with a T4 kit and throw like an insane grenade across the map and be able to kill a T6 guy and take his stuff. That's rewarding. That's a rewarding gameplay style. Like, okay, you have to have skill, but let's say you only have 1 or 2 grenades, then you say, okay, I have to be very reserved with these, or I have to be very skillful with these grenades to be able to use it. I can't just throw 1,000 of them. And that's the thing, like the foundation is not changing, which is good, but the house keeps changing, and it keeps changing in ways that people don't like. At the start of season 3, there was like almost no red ammo, which was amazing. I'm telling you, that period of time where people did not have red rounds was so nice. Being able to actually move around the map and not worry about getting shot by some naked guy with a fucking SJ or an M110 while you're trying to move around and loot was so nice. It actually took skill. Whenever you had to fight people, they had to actually come and fight you or shoot you from a distance with multiple shots to kill you. But now we're at the part where you just have to move around the map super slow and keep everything in a close gunfight. You can't peek down hallways. You can't do really much of anything now. And that creates a certain level of fear in other players. So you have these T6 guys now that are camping. You have the red round campers that are looking down the long hallways. Then you have the tier 6 campers, which are hiding in rooms waiting for a close fight. And it creates an unfun combat experience. It's just not fun to do that. Not every fight is like that, but many of them are. And players that actually want to play the game and run around and, fight are getting punished for playing the game, which is going to make people move away from it. Now, if you don't believe me, just watch this short clip.
So, like, replaying shit. Entire fucking team of tappers, and they also have like extra like guns and shit on their back.
Yeah, they all have H4s. That was the sound of the entire team racking the red rounds in at the same time. And the funny part about this clip, I'm not going to show the full thing because he actually went to a crazy shot to spawn kill my boy. Not him, but all of his friends had H4s on them also. So they came in with 2 weapons. And you know what happened? Is I killed that guy, and then I pushed bunker to fight the team, and I died to T6 campers with tappers and corners and bunker. And this was like 5 minutes later after I had looted that whole area, because I was like, I want to at least get something if I die to this team. That is why it's not fun. It's just stupid. Then also how you get these red rounds and things is ridiculous. It's going to only cater to the top 10% of players, not in skill, but in time-wise, to be able to use these red rounds, because you have to fucking spend a bunch of time to craft them now. After I work a fucking 50-hour work week, I don't want to sit there and think about going into the game and thinking about it like a job. Like I gotta do my work today so I can fucking craft these red rounds and get to the point where I have red rounds. Catering to the very top small percentage of your community is going to kill your game 100% of the times. It's happened in so many games to where they cater to the top 2% or whatever the case may be, and the changes don't hit the casual player base, and it more of just makes their life harder in the game, and they just quit. They just stop playing and say, oh, I'll just go play something else. And that's what's happening in this game. Even some of the best players I've seen in Arena Breakout, I've seen them quit the game just because they were tired of it. Now, cheating does play a small role in why people are leaving the game. It's not nearly as bad as other games, I will be honest. Like, this game has done a decent job at banning people. Not as much recently, but in the past, yes. I think just because of the influx of players from Steam, it kind of makes it harder on the developers to, do checks, because what a lot of people are doing now is these cheaters are dedicated, man. They're gonna play like 40 to 50 hours of legit gameplay, and then whenever they unlock everything and they're level 30 and they're able to go into, Forbidden TV Station and everything else, then they start cheating. And it makes it look legit, which, because, let's say they have this record of being legit, and then they're using is ESP, where they can see you through the walls, but they're not blatantly aimbotting or anything like that. Now, is there the blatant cheaters? Yes, but that's an easy fix. It's an easy fix to see somebody aimbotting blatantly, ban them, gone, give the person their money back. Cool, good to go. Now, it's way harder. It's way harder to find these fucking people that play for 40, 50 hours, legitly get to level 30, and then they're going in with ESP, looking at you through the walls and just playing everything perfectly. How do you prove that unless they go into your software and see, okay, they have some third party thing downloaded and this is what happened? But it takes way more time, way more effort. So it does take longer to ban those people. That is an issue. But honestly, even me, it's easy to say ban them. But, you know, it takes more time. They only have so much time and energy throughout the day to be able to do that. Now, this is just me personally, and I know a couple of my friends feel the same way. But I come from first-person shooters that are very fast-paced. I love fast-paced fighting. I don't like to wait around. I don't like to run a lot, like super far distances to get somewhere. And I wish they had a little bit more smaller maps in this game. I think that's why I played TV Station. It's the smallest map. But that's why, like, whenever Small Armory was the thing, I played Small Armory all the time because it was great having 10 to 15-minute matches. Go in, fight, extract or die, and then, the same thing over and over again. It's fast paced. TV Station is that in a similar sense, but it's a little bit wider. I would say it's more medium, but it's the closest thing we have right now. And they keep coming out with these big maps like Northridge, Valley, and I don't. You can correct me on this, but I think somebody said that big ass airport map is gonna be a big one. I don't even know. You can correct me. I hope it's small. I think it'd be fucking sweet to fight in like a smaller form airport close combat fighting. I think that'd be amazing. I hope that's what it is. But if not, if it's some big ass open wide map, then you have to run to the airport. I'm not gonna enjoy that. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like, I don't want to carry fucking 4 energy drinks, 3 endurances that are like 50 grand each. It's just fucking stupid to me. Another thing I almost forgot to talk about is why doesn't this game have a huge player count? And why I think that is because they're not patient enough. And what I mean by that is they should have never released this game on their own launcher. Or if they did, they should have had a huge marketing team, just like how they did for the first Steam release, on the game whenever they had a bunch of streamers on to play it on the launcher. The game only coming out on the launcher itself and not on Steam, I think it really ruined it, because like the hype is not there anymore. You cannot have the hype now. That hype is gone, and that hype is so important for a game coming out, and you have to do it at the right time. You can't do it too early and you can't do it too late. It has to be at the right time so people get emotional about the game and it comes out in like a month or 2ish. But if you have the hype like a year out, that's going to destroy your game. I've seen that happen so many times with new releases. They put out this huge trailer like a year before the fucking game comes out, and by the time the actual game comes out, even if the game is good, people don't even think about it. They're on to the next thing, and they lose all of that, which this game didn't even have that. I found out this game through a friend that he was like, download it. It's a good game. And I was like, fuck you. It's probably some pay to win bullshit. And then he convinced me. I downloaded it because it was free to play. I was like, whatever, I'll just uninstall it. And the game was actually really good, and I got addicted to it, and it was fun. But if that friend was not there, I would have never ever known about this game or known anything about it. Wouldn't even thought about it. Their marketing team is ass. It is terrible. I don't know who marketed this game. They should be fired. It's terrible. I truly believe if they would have taken the time to get a 1.0 release on Steam, had a huge market around that, and then have this released, and then been able to combat any forms of pay to win early on, I really think this game would be the biggest extraction shooter out right now. Because the hardest part about Arena Breakout Infinite is getting people to download the game. Once they actually play the game, people fall in love with this shit. I've seen people with thousands of hours in Tarkov diehards get on Arena Breakout Infinite and quit Tarkov instantly and play this and play Arena Breakout Infinite for the rest of their time. And then you can even look at the streamers now within the 1.0 release. Summit 1G, Peanut, all these dudes, Shroud, all of them. Every single one of them said the exact same thing. That Arena and Breakout Infinite is way better than Tarkov and is a breath of fresh air. Which is true in a sense. Once you get down to, you play more and see these issues, then it can become an issue. But, but the base game is way better than any other extraction shooter. They've just failed to hit the mark on getting people to click the install button, which sucks to see, but their problem, not really mine, to be honest with you. Yeah, I hope that sheds some light on why the game the way it is right now, where it's currently standing, where it was before, blah, 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 blah. If you agree, awesome. Put down in the comments how much you love the video. If you disagree, I don't really give a shit, so there's no point in commenting, or it's just going to sit in the bottom of the comment section in a small creator's channel that is probably not even going to pay attention. But yeah, everyone has a great weekend. Oh shit, it's Monday. Never mind. Don't have a good weekend until like Friday. I hope you have a terrible week though. I hope your week is ass. I hope it sucks. So then the weekend can be even better because then you're relaxing. But yeah, see you guys.